Ah, sure is nice being out in nature. Yeah, that's a tree there. I wonder if I can make a squat rack out of that. Yeah, it'd probably be neat to be able to work out outside here. What? Jeez. No horses in the gym, lady. Well, here I am at Champion Athletic Club again here. Workout, I'll get some legs in and maybe a little bit of shoulders. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. It's nice having this garage door open because you get a chance to kind of get the nice breeze and nice sun inside the gym, so it's kind of a great place to work out in the spring. So here I am working out. There's I'm wearing some khakis again because for some reason I seem to like khakis better than anything else nowadays. Like, sweatpants just look too bad, and at least khakis look kind of nice, at least in my own opinion anyway. So my whole job is to probably to bust through the ass of these things. But anyway, a couple of people actually asked me what pants I was actually wearing in the last video, and they were Denver Hayes pants. So the khakis there, I usually buy them in a 36 to 38 inch waist, and then I take them in at the cleaners. So I bring the waist in to 31 or whatever, and then basically I have the right size for my butt and my legs. But anyway, yeah, they're kind of great to work out in, and I actually like walking around in those types of pants rather than sweatpants or sweat gear and you know, that kind of thing. I actually like the 100% cotton type feel and whatever. And no, this is not a sponsored video. This is just one of those things where I just discovered a piece of clothing that I like to work out in and wear. So today I'm just doing some squats, as you can see. Always the constant motion type thing. I never really come all the way up and I never go all the way down. I just stay in my ideal torque curve, and I find that I keep my groove really well there, and it feels like my back is really stable. When I come all the way up, sometimes the back isn't quite as stable. It feels fine and everything, but it just feels like I'm using some energy to stabilize in a different way than just hitting the leg muscles. So, you know, I warm up 2 or 3 sets with one plate. You know, usually 1 or 2 sets for sure, depending on how long it's been since I trained legs. If I'm training super frequent that week, fine. I don't need a lot of warm-up sets. But if, say, I take a week off or take a few days off, because sometimes this happens, I want to give my body a rest or whatever, then I'll need to warm up more often and just get the groove down and make sure the muscles know what's coming, right? So depending on the frequency of training, you may notice that you need to warm up more if your frequency is lower. So say if you only train a body part once a week or something, you'll probably find that it's a better idea to warm up for a longer period of time with that particular type of movement. So I go up to 315 today. The plates on the end look a little smaller because they're thicker ones, but they're 45-pound plates. And I'm doing 315 here. And you know, half this game is really just, you know, hanging out, right? Just hanging out in front of the rack. You know, another half is how you approach the rack and how you leave it. You know, if you can do it with enough swag, like one guy commented, said, "I have swag." I'm like, well, I'm not going to disagree with him, you know, but it's definitely the first time I've ever heard that. But anyway, thanks. So here I'm constant tension with the 315. I know, yeah, I'm not coming up all the way and I'm not going down all the way, but this is where it feels like my legs could hit the most, you know. And yeah, I may rest at the top for a second and then go back into the burn. Yeah, burn. As you can see, my butt's probably going to bust out of those pants soon. I don't know how long these pants will actually last, so that'll be an interesting sort of scenario. We'll see. Yeah, they're not the 100% cotton pants that Denver Hayes are. They're made more with the, you know, the windbreaker type of material. So, so you see, it's all in the approach, how you approach the rack. With confidence, see, confidence, and then get your grip, and then look around, wipe your sweat off, take in the experience, get a few breaths. This is really where the real exercise happens. This is really where all the gains happen. The exercise is really secondary, honestly. It's more about how you set up. Spend a half an hour setting up if you want, right in front of that 3 plates. But here we go. Okay, so now we're going to get into the secondary part here. Let's see how many reps I get here. I wasn't actually excited about really working out hard this day. This was one of those days where I felt like I just want to get in some leg training just to get the pump and then get the heck out. I know I said I'm going to train some shoulders too, and I trained a little bit of shoulders, just some lateral raises, but yeah, this is one of those days where I just wanted to get the burn and get the muscles going, and then go on and maybe work on my book that I'm working on right now. I'm working on a fiction book, so I want to get to the coffee shop and start doing some writing. But yeah, so this is it. This is the constant tension sort of squat form, that a lot of people make fun of, but works for me. See, now how you leave the rack. You see how I did that? How you leave the rack is the important. So, okay. Oh, okay, that's a different sort of take on how to approach. Don't approach the rack like that. Don't ever approach the rack like that. No one will ever take you seriously. And again, that's what this game's about. So here you go, the normal approach. Normal approach. Okay, so I'm sure I was bragging about something there, or saying something to Sean. I don't know. Okay, make sure the plates are all in place. Yeah, make sure they're all good. Because you never know, right? If the plate's just a little bit out of place, right, that'll throw off your balance and everything. So I got to make sure that's all good. Yeah, look around. Make sure everybody's watching. Yeah, no, that's actually not what I'm doing. I'm just actually lazy. My blood's actually going and my heart rate's going, so I'm just getting a good rest in between, so that way my lower back is perfectly stabilized. So when I'm doing the movement, I'm not fighting the balance, right? You know, sometimes people try to, at least beginner workout, they'll do squats, but they'll do like supersets with a decent amount of weight, and they'll be out of breath, and they'll treat it like a cardio exercise. Whenever there's lower back involved, you do not treat it like a cardio exercise, because the lower back muscles need to stabilize the spine, otherwise there'll be an injury. So it's important to make sure that you are fully recovered, and or at least fully recovered in the stabilizer muscle area. And there's Sean in the background. You can see him actually trying to steal my form there. You know, I can't believe, see, he's watching, right? I can tell. See, he thinks that I don't know that he's watching. See, you know, I'm going to send him a bill. I'm going to send him a bill. So Sean, if you're watching this, I'm sending you a bill. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to get my receipt book right there. Yeah, so here I am, just getting in some leg curls too. Now, I've used leg curls on and off over the years, quite a bit, but I found that it's not really a great exercise to do with maximum poundages. It's a better exercise to do for, you know, higher rep ranges and constant tension. And as you notice, I do not lock out the knees. I absolutely do not lock them out. The reason for this is obvious. I mean, you don't want to tweak your knees, or, you know, pull a tendon or tear something in the actual knee joint itself. But the other thing is that just from doing leg curls, it does actually assist with your squat type movements and things. There are some studies that actually debate this, that they say that by doing leg curls, you are actually assisting with your hip extension as well. Now, some people say no, some people, I never really found that, but one thing I have found is that by doing leg curls, it does help alleviate, you know, subtle trigger points or muscle knots or adhesions in the fibers of the tissue, because, you know, you are using a lot of hamstring when you're squatting. You are using a lot of hamstring when you're doing lunges or one-legged squats, and when you start to leg curl, you're using the hamstring in a different way. It actually makes the hamstrings slide beside each other, and so that can actually help in increasing blood flow and increasing you know, independence between the muscles, so that they actually can move independently. They're not getting stuck together. So that's one of the reasons why I started doing this, and it actually did help. I found that my right hamstring was a little tight for a while there, just doing squats and lunges, but once I started doing leg curls, it seemed like it totally took care of itself, and it's perfectly fine now. So the other thing I want you to notice there is Bobby Socks, a restaurant in the background. That's a restaurant that's kitty corner to the gym across Lougheed Highway there. And we used to have a guy named Frank. He was around 90 years old and he used to come to the gym every day. And he was an adorable older guy, and he used to work out twice a day. He used to come in the morning, just walk, and then he would do a circuit on the machines and, you know, chat with everybody. And then he'd go across the street and have his coffee and his, or whatever breakfast he had. And then, you know, a few hours later, he'd come back. I think it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He'd come back actually and train. So he passed away a few years ago, but, you know, when I saw Bobby Socks in the background there, I just thought I'd have to mention him, because he was a great guy. And it's really great when you see some seniors working out in the gym along with, you know, the younger guys. It's great to see everybody exercising, take care of themselves. So, yeah, wherever you are there, Frank, I hope you're doing great. And, yeah, thanks for watching if you're watching now. So yeah, so as you can see, I did 2 or 3 sets of leg curls. I didn't put all my exercises or all my sets in this. So anyway, after that, I just moved over to lateral raises. So I just did about 5 sets of light lateral raises. So I didn't do anything complicated today for my shoulder workout. I just figured, hey, just get a pump and then get the heck out, and, you know. So I was feeling a little bit not in shape today. You know, after doing legs, my blood was going. So now it's just about just getting some exercises in and not really pushing myself. So, you know, you'll have your on days and you have your off days. It just depends. But, you know, right now too, my left shoulder, is not feeling the greatest. It's just, you know, with the bicep tear, it seems like something's adjusted in there. So now my shoulder seems to be adjusting. So I've had to work around it a little bit. I've done, you know, narrow grip bench presses, and the narrower grip bench presses seem to actually be worse on the shoulder than the wider grip for me. So this all boils down to biomechanics and the imbalance caused from having one shoulder sit differently in the socket than the other. You know, one side I got the bicep tear, and the other side I got the dislocated shoulder from hockey. So, you know, you got to basically find your own groove. That's why my message is always that, is, well, finding your own groove, because there are different things that happen to the body over time that will change the groove. So you won't be able to really do the textbook type of repetition sometimes, you know. So yeah, in this case, I bend the arms, you know, about 30 degrees. The reason why is because it just feels right. It feels better on the shoulder, and I get less strain on the bicep tendons and less strain on the elbows. It just feels right. So, and I also get a little bit of trap development too. So thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you soon.